Hello, this video is the tutorial to help make data tracker with links to share with students and families or stakeholders. The first thing you need to do is make sure you go to a site that's publishable. I'm going to Google Sheets. I've already made a mock class to help with this tutorial. So to make a sheet, you just would add a sheet and then you would name it. You can add your students. If you want the student number to appear as it does Miami-Dade County Public Schools with the 0, you'll have to format it, and you'll format the number as a plain text. When you go to the average, you might want to format it as a number so that it doesn't come out as a very long decimal as it calculates. If you need to add students, you can just insert a row wherever you want it. Add their number. Then you can simply drag your formula down with the fill handle. And as far as the formula is concerned, this is averaging the first 3 cells in this row and the last 2. We skipped the mid-year assessment because we don't want that average in here, as it doesn't count toward the final cumulative average. You can do the same with diagnostics from iReady and other such tests. And when you enter their data, the conditional formatting should take and all that is, when you press the fill and you go down to conditional formatting, it'll show you that if the value is less than or equal to 49, it'll have a red fill with white lettering. If it's between 50 and 69, a yellow fill with black lettering. 70 to 84 is a green fill or light green with black lettering. And if it's greater than 84, it's a dark green with white lettering. You must manually input the scores. Otherwise, if you copy and paste, it's going to change the formatting and the formulas. So that's the hard work, to input every score manually so that you don't change the formula. Let's go ahead to the PM class, because this has the possible FSA and SAT. Just one more time, if you wanted to add a student, you can do so. I like to have a border in case I print. The border should come out with your print or printing. Dragging the fill handle down. Doesn't have anything here because there's nothing here. So let me show you the formula for the FSA. My administration was kind enough to share this with me. So if the average is greater than a 74, then a 4 or 5 should be attained on the FSA or the end of year state assessment. If it's greater than if it's between a 70 and a 74, then 3. If it's less than 64, then it will be 2, like 2, and so on and so forth. This is the formula for SAT. And use the fill handle down. This only showed up because this is set to equal this particular cell. We'll revisit that later. I'm going to put a score in. If you want the formatting to show up, let's say that's a score, so I'll take that out. I'm just going to use the fill handle. And so now, as I enter this, the formatting should be there. Sorry. Now, when I enter it, formatting should be there. So all I did was I took the fill handle, I dragged it down so that the conditional formatting is now down here, and then I dragged it across. Okay, just gonna clean that up. So I've noticed this is not picking up the average for C10. So drag that down again, and there we go. All right, so you may want to publish your chart. You go to File, and then Publish to the web. You want the entire document. Then when you publish it, it'll have the whole document. If you only want a page, then you'll change it to whichever section or whichever page you want. After you publish, it's going to ask if you really want to. And there's your URL. So whenever this link is clicked, it will bring the person that's viewing to this document. This is helpful if you want to make a link to your data to share with administration, or if you want to make a QR code to post in your classroom. Now I'm going to make the chart. So this is what it'll look like, and this is what we'll share. This is the link that we'll share with students eventually. I'm going to rename this. And that to the AM. Okay, so the first thing that I do is get the header. So go back here, paste it. We don't necessarily need to be that long, so all I did was I highlighted the top. I'm going to now adjust so that it's more compact. I'm going to go about every 25 cells to make sure that I have room for my chart when I make them. And that'll suffice. I mean, obviously, you would go to whatever number of students you have. So now I'm going to add the names, just a copy paste. Now I'm going to take these names and I'm going to drag it down, always leaving the first one. So this is just an easier way of going back and forth between the sheets. So on and so forth. Now I'm going back to this and I'm going to copy these two. And this is just going to copy the formula. All right. So now I want this cell, and this is so I don't have to continue to fill this in or the chart. I want this cell to equal the first test. Okay. So when I go here, I'm going to type in an equal sign. So go back here, and you see it says PM students data, and this is back on that particular chart. I click there, and then I click enter. Now it should equal what that cell equals. Formatting is not conditional because I do that, but I'm going to take the fill handle and drag it across so that now it's going to equal whatever else I put in this student data. So I'm going to, again, just in case I ever want to put that. Now I want to make a chart out of this, so I highlight these two particular rows. I insert a chart. Now I just drag this down. I want this to say student A. So I already have the student number there, so I'm going there. Clean that up because remember you want something that you can share with students and families. So you also go in here. I clean up excess labels. Now I click into the chart. When I click onto a bar, all of them are highlighted. I want to go to the data labels in the chart editor. I just want the labels to be there. I want that position. I don't want it floating up. And if you're fine with that, then that's obviously okay. So I want my data on each bar, and I look at the average, and I base the color of it off the average. So that would be dark gray. Now I'm going to copy this cell to make a link for this particular student. I'm going to paste it there. I'm going to go here. I'm going to call it the data link. Now you may not have, you don't have to take away the border, but since I'm not wrapping this text, I'm going to let it overflow. I'm taking the border away, so it's just a little better looking on my sheet. So now I'm clicking these three dots, which is my chart menu. I want to publish the chart. When I publish it, I want it to be an image. And that's just so that the background is black and it's centered. I go in here, I copy this, go back to this link, this text that says student A data link, and I go to this little insert link option, and then I paste that. After I apply it, now it is the link to this sheet. So when I click on it, and when your students click on that link, or their families, they will see this published chart. So to show you one more time, copy the average and possible FSA formula. I want this cell to equal, this is student B. So I go to there and I press enter, use the fill handle, drag it across, highlight the headings and the data, insert a chart, drag the chart down, clean the chart up, properly name, base the color on the average data. This one would be a light green. I want my data labels inside the end. This time I have to adjust colors. A little more than last time. Create a text that says data link. Publish the chart. Change the image. Every 5 minutes, it will update. So if we go back to the data, let's say we add the mid-year assessment. It updates here. The only thing you have to do would be to change the colors, which I seem to have forgotten for the first one. So you would have to wait 5 minutes. And when the 5 minutes pass, then when you click on this, the mid-year would show up.